Okay, this is Punderson Manor in Newbury, Ohio, and I'm in the library of the main lodge. This is a couple hundred years old, and this is considered one of the most haunted places in North America. Everybody that works here report multiple paranormal experiences every day, pretty much something going on. So I don't know, I'm quite skeptical. So we've been coming here for, the architecture here is incredible. We've been coming here for 15 years, and this is the library of the main house. So they had a big flood, and all the pipes up there leaked, and all of these rooms along here in the main house. This was once a mansion, and it's been converted to a state park. These are all closed right now. The very first room I ever stayed in was this one. And we got freaked right out, my wife and I. So this is the hallway. All of these rooms are unoccupied under renovation. At Christmas Eve, they had pipes burst up there, and all these rooms got flooded. This hallway is just creepy enough. These were once the bedrooms for the family. And anyway, we typically would stay in cabins and things like that. There's one particular room. This is the main. This is the entrance coming in, the main entrance coming in. Go up those stairs. This is the Windsor suite, room 231. And it's legitimately considered one of the most haunted places in America. So I thought that we would rent it for a night, which we did last night. So we have 2 rooms booked in the newer part of the hotel, and then we just booked this one for fun because it was available. So this would have been the master bedroom for the family that built this place. It's really cool. It's a nice room. They rent it out now if you can get it. It's hard to get, but I got lucky last night. So our plan was to just come in here, and a couple of the kids were going to stay in here, and I was going to crash in here, and everybody was going to have a fun night. Ha ha ha. And I'm not even kidding. A whole bunch of really weird stuff went down, and we ended up getting out of here at about 1 in the morning. Legitimately, myself included, fleeing this room, going back to the other newer part of the hotel. And I'm going to document what happened. Nobody's going to believe it who watches this video, but I'm not even kidding. So there's a window here. Well, I'll just go through them. There's a whole bunch of things, but there's a window here that's pretty famous for having a handprint that appeared between the panes out of nowhere, and it's still there. I actually climbed out onto that roof to see if I could wipe it off. You can see it there. That handprint showed up a few years ago, many years ago, and it's not. It's between those panes. I mean, you can literally see the fingerprints if I get in close. So that was pretty freaky. We were aware of that. We had seen some stories about that. So it was kind of neat to see that. Last night about 11 o'clock, I came in here. I don't know what this little cubby's all about. I came in here last night about 11 o'clock to freak the kids out. So everything was dark, pitch black. Clear skies, pitch black. So I closed this door here and held this door shut with all my might to freak the kids out. You know, the disappearing dad act. Thought it would be fun. And just as an aside, that lake is Punderson Lake, and it's the deepest freshwater lake in Ohio. And across that lake, there was a hotel fire in the late 1800s, and a bunch of kids died. And they think that the hauntings that occur in this place have to do with the kids that died in that lake. There was also a woman that went out there in a bathtub and committed suicide by pulling the plug and sinking. Regardless, so I'm in here, put my hand on that door, playing the games with the kids, and a flash behind me. Like, it would have been like somebody with a flash camera right there. There's no way around it. I had a flash behind me, and I thought, okay, that's wacky, I'm getting out of here. So I got out of here. I thought maybe, well, this is weird. Oh, Jesus, I thought I was locked in here. And there was nobody here, and I thought, okay, well, that's never happened to me before. Believe it or not, I don't care. It was dark in there, and there was a flash back there. All this stuff you see in here is, oh, geez, 150 years old. It's really cool. So we got the handprint, we got the flash. That's not a big deal. But then this bathtub over here. This bathtub has a like a hydrotherapy function, and it turns on and off by itself. And what happens when it turns on, you can't have control over these buttons. It just turns on out of nowhere for a few seconds and then turns off. And when it's on, you can't shut it off. There's nothing you can do. It happened to us 5 times. I'm asking the front desk about it. They said they'd never heard of that before. So, I don't know. You know, it's rare for me to have electrical devices turn on spontaneously and then you not have the ability to turn them off. So, I don't know. My daughter was standing over here last night, about here, and took several pictures of my son. He was like right there. And of course, in one of the pictures, in that window, right there, she sees what she thinks is a child's face looking in at him. She took 2 pictures almost milliseconds apart. And in one, there's nothing. And in the other, there's the child's face looking in at my son. I mean, they're weird. Maybe I'll stick them on the end of this video. So we have that, we've got the tub. And then she was standing here last night. And I was leaning against that right there. And I don't move too fast. And this is the craziest thing ever. She's got a picture from this vantage point last night, a couple of pictures, and just me. I am like blurred out of the picture. Not motion blur, something really weird. And I'm gonna figure out a way to stick those pictures into this video. She's got a couple of them right there. And we didn't discover those until this morning. The other thing that was going on last night was my son has a DSLR camera, and out of nowhere, it would jump into a 10-second timer, completely out of nowhere. And it only happens in this room. And there's about 5 steps he has to go through to get that timer to engage. And literally just sitting in his hand. And we couldn't figure out any way to get that timer to engage like that. And that happened to us 5 or 6 times. And that was really weird. And then what happened to us just as we were leaving today, he had his camera. We seem to think that a lot of the action is happening over in this tub area. I know this all sounds crazy. I feel ridiculous even talking like this, but he put his camera down right here, pointing at that bathtub, and then stepped over here, and we were over here for a few minutes, and the camera took a picture by itself with the flash on, out of nowhere. He wasn't anywhere near it. It just went boom, took a picture. So that freaked us right out. That happened about a half an hour ago. So I'm just getting ready to check out of this place. It's Saturday morning, and I have to admit, there's no way that anybody from our family was going to be able to stay here last night. And I don't know what to say. I mean, I've had 0 strange experiences in my life. I mean, you know, at my house or in travels or anything like that. And the statistical odds of having multiple unexplainable experiences, 5 or 6 counting the camera, at least. I mean, I plugged my fan in when I first got here into this outlet here, and it was running at a really low speed, and I thought, well, that's just a weird voltage thing, right? This light bulb would flicker really weirdly when you turn it on. Just weird stuff. And I thought, no big deal. But regardless, 6 legitimate strange occurrences. I'm not counting the handprint on the window. And I'm not talking about, you know, and you can dispute me on the flash behind me in that little creepy closet, but I will go to my grave. I'll never forget it. I told the story to my daughter and my family, and I legitimately had goosebumps. I was in that closet, back turned, pitch black, flash, boom, behind me. There's no light source here. It's not that. It wasn't a light. It was like a flash bulb. Anyways, last night, 6 legitimate, counting today with the camera, 6 legitimate, independent, unexplainable occurrences that occurred multiple times, a couple of them. The bathtub went on and off 5 times. The camera the camera timer happened 6 times. The camera by itself. All of these things happening independently in this particular location, which is considered one of the most haunted places in the United States. And it just defies logic. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know what to think about it. And we've had other weird experiences in this place. So, if anybody ever wants to get the shit scared out of them, I recommend coming to Punderson Lodge. It's a beautiful place. They got about 30 cabins over there. So much history here. It's cheap. It's 4 hours from Toronto. I mean, we've been here 25 times. It's my favorite. It's like my cottage. I don't need a cottage because I can come here 3-4 times a year. It's an amazing place. Anyway, this is the Windsor suite, and it delivered the goods last night. And I don't care what anybody says. Call me crazy. I am freaked right out, and so is my family. So I was hoping that maybe somebody would send us a little sign, because it's it's madness. Anyway, maybe I'll do another little video of the rest of the place.